This is a short story of my trip this summer to Alaska that started in Skagway, where we took the White Pass Railroad. White Pass Railroad took us from Skagway through the old gold mining towns and through some exquisite scenery. We stopped for lunch in a gold mining town whose only remaining building is this church. From there, we continued on and entered Canada into the Yukon Territory and made a short stop at Cross Car, where we saw some amazing scenery. We then continued on, seeing Bovine Island and heading on back to Skagway. After our time in Skagway, we headed up to Juneau. The highlight of Juneau was having the opportunity to see the Mendenhall Glacier, which is slowly melting due to global warming. And unfortunately, in another 50 years, the whole glacier might sink right into the sea. After leaving Juneau, being followed by this gigantic cruise boat, we headed on to the College Fjord, which for me was the most amazing part of the trip. I took hundreds of photos, but in this short story, I am just showing you a few. Each one of these glaciers is named after another college, which is why it's called College Fjord. And here you're starting to see what is known as the Harvard Glacier. From College Fjord, we headed on to Copper River. Copper River is famous for salmon. We stayed at the beautiful Copper River Lodge, whose windows reflect the surrounding mountainside. We spent an afternoon at Copper River Center, population 5 people. Looks Depression era. We also had an opportunity to see the Alaskan pipeline at Valdez. From Copper River, we headed on to Denali National Park, on the way seeing some exquisite scenery. At Denali National Park, we had an opportunity to tour around the park and to have a Native American explain to us much about the geographic formations and the history of the region. While at Denali, we had an opportunity to see a dog sled expedition, and I was asked to serve as a volunteer at the front of the dog sled. And that was quite an adventure as we traveled around with the dogs leading us on. These dogs are called work dogs. They are, of course, Alaskan Huskies. And a trip to Alaska would not be complete without getting photos of moose. I took many, and here's just a few. And as you will see, the moose enjoy their time crossing streams and even occasionally rivers. I like to end all of my little vacation stories with the sunset, and this one is no different than the others. This is the sunset over Glacier Bay.